This is the current version of the briefing.
Request rearming. Copy. Rearming complete.
Q, nobody's saying anything yet.
Alright, copy, thank you.
Okay, everyone seems to be here. Entropy is gonna be Rolex, about 20 mics he will join later. So, first off, thanks for everyone for playing tonight. And the briefing, the final one, I hope so. So, I assume everyone had the chance to go over it, and basically what we want to practice today is time on target to coordinate attack of 2 flights of hogs, followed by a package, rotor wing package raiding one of the objectives. This would be Billy. It's the northern one of the 2 objectives. And with the cap flights, 2 cap flights with the weapons director to provide us cover against MiGs. Time on target should be about 2 hours from now. Game time, I think it's 10 AM, if I remember correctly. And I just want to go over the code words. Everyone has eyes on the briefing?
Yep.
Copy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, one moment please. Okay, I just want to go over the code words, so it's on page 3 of the briefing. So we have Alex, means all flight ready at holding. Either AWACS or myself, each flight should call it on a wizard frequency.
Assaf?
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter, but wizard's usually the range controller frequency. Call sign. So, well, let's stick with it. Let's not change it now, sorry.
Okay. Again, it's all first timer for me, so if
Roger,
changes to be made, we can do it. I'm all happy for adjustments.
No worries, let's go with wizard, because that's what people have put in their MDCs and stuff.
Okay. Once we have Alice from all flights, we will call out Trumpter. We'll see either I call it for AWACS and AWACS will make sure everyone got it, or I will simply call it and try to receive acknowledgements myself. Trumter means the time on target is the original one, which means 10 AM. Okay, so the call should be made about 10 or 15 minutes earlier. So flights, the attack flights have enough time to proceed to the target for a firing range. If there's any delay, then Trumter will be Trumter for 10 1010 or 1015, etc. Once each of the well, it's actually only relevant for Misty Flight, who's working on Objective Billy. Will report Bella. Bella means main SAM threats are neutralized, so the helicopters can move in to the objective. Diana, call made by the package, means the commandos are on the ground. About 10 minutes later, Hillary means commandos have been picked up and helicopters are egressing. And well, Ellen is most probably useless, because if you call out Trumter with another time on target, so Ellen is should not be used actually. Fiona, if any flight is aborting and the Heather is mission abort, I hope we don't get to it. Do you think I should cover anything else from this presentation, or any specific questions?
I have a specific question.
Yeah.
We are using the script for missiles.
Yep.
If someone get hit from a missile, what should he do?
Well, as far as I see it, what we I didn't give it a thought actually, but I guess let's go knock it off. I mean, aircraft which was hit retreats to either IP or back to holding or something, and of course report. How's that?
So it's knocked off for the section or for the entire exercise?
No, it's just for the specific action, because we're still training, so no point to waste the entire training for it.
Okay.
That's how I see it. If you have a different opinion, I'm all happy for it.
Alright, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Question?
Yeah.
We're using the TRM, right? So the aircraft have the same presets in as the TRM.
Yep.
Okay, so then a tweak to the frequency. Wizard will be on 228. That's correction, 229er. Green 4, because that'll be what people have in their presets for the air-to-ground controller.
Copy that. 229.
And I take it 245 is in people's presets too. Yeah, Roger. Well, 245 is normally range controller's preset. So can I recommend 228 for Magic, because that's set as an air-to-air controller frequency.
I'm sorry again, Magic, which one?
Magic on 225 orange 10. So air to ground is no longer on orange 10. Air to air is. Magic on on orange 10, and air to ground on green 4. Just because that matches then people's
sure. Good
presets.
point. Yeah. Okay, so this is specific for the Hornets and the weapons director, yes?
And for the guys who are going to be on Wizard, who are the air to ground people.
Yeah. 229 for Wizard.
Correct. 229 Wizard, 228 for Magic.
Excellent. Okay, so basic flow, well, is, at least what I envision is once all flights are in holding, again Alice, all the cap flights keep at least 15 or 20 nautical miles west of the contact line, so as supposedly not to alert the enemy. Once the first two flights are beginning their attack, then the cap flights will extend eastwards to give us good protection from enemy hostile aircraft approaching for the... Sorry, Hornets will extend east to defend against MiGs coming from the east.
Question about that.
Yeah.
Since we are, let's say, on the second line the first time, should we? Fighters can get some maneuver to get their scopes on the scene, but since we are quite far and we don't want to spook the enemy, should we just holding and waiting for AWACS to call us in?
Yeah, whatever suits your method best, of course. Yeah. The point is, don't go east before the Trumpter. So,
well, if we are to manage emissions from a situation like this, I think we can stay mid-slow level with rather silent to be actually invisible to enemy electronic warfare.
Yeah, but we have attack flights on lower level, so it could be tricky to deconflict, I think. But if I get this right, so you suggest you guys can hold, remain west of the target of the border, and only push eastwards per AWACS call?
Copy.
I mean, yeah, okay. If it's okay with you, then excellent.
No, I'm pretty flexible and I'm really okay. I'm just trying to get the details with everything.
Yeah. I simply have no idea how you guys are doing it, so I leave it up to you.
It is a development field, so I don't know. Maybe we can have a chat with AWACS and the other Hornet flights, so we can organize between ourselves. Maybe we can give some feedbacks and whatnot about how we fund ourselves in this situation.
Yeah, sure. Excellent. So once we begin the attacks, X-Flight will be handling Objective Anton, which is an early warning radar complex to the south. They already have the primary and secondary targets. Misty Flight will engage SAM threats on Billy, and as I said, once they call Bella for Billy, then helicopters should move in as quickly as possible, clear out any remaining threats, and put the troops on the ground. If we have any situation with enemy forces, well, I will leave it for the package briefing, actually, sorry. Threats. We have SAM's 2 threat sites, threat site 4 and threat site 6 active. And I think that's about it. Anything else you guys think I should go over? I don't want to waste too much time.
I have a question for the helicopters.
Yeah.
Will you, because you guys can only monitor either a VH or a UHF, will you be on the strike package frequency or on Magic, or will you split? A Wizard, or will you split somehow?
A good question. We will take suggestion from you if you have.
It's up to you. We just can decide how best to do it. You could have somebody monitoring AWACS and talking to you internally, and so not on the strike freak. And so number 2 in one of your flights who monitors AWACS and passes on the code words as they come in, or AMC can repeat the code words on the strike on the package frequency.
I believe we will monitor, and we discussed it, I just remember. So we will monitor the AWACS and stay on the strike frequency.
Copy.
Okay. Okay then, so I think we're good to go for a package briefing and flight briefing as needed. Unless there's anything else. Cool.
Cool, let's go.
Thanks, Asaf. It was you've done a great
Sorry,
job with
guys,
this.
I have a link problem. Can we go back to between package and the
Say it
rotary
again.
wing package and air mission commander? Yeah, can we go back on the comms between air mission commander and rotary wing package?
Oh.
Because yeah, I wanna. I will check.
Are
Again,
you
with the-
able to monitor Victor frequency?
Yeah, I can have one in my.
So, as was suggested, we can go
On
on
board, so-
strike frequency 120.25.
Yeah, best would be to relay through. Yeah, exactly. So after checking in with Wizard, I will have him push me to strike frequency, and then I will stick with you before I enter the holding area.
Excellent. Okay.
And Bulldog, we may get the same briefing room.
Yeah, let's do that.
But the one last thing, guys, because this is a first timer for me, any feedback whatsoever about planning, execution, and any at all, do not hesitate, okay?
Yep.
Well,
Of
first
course,
of all,
man.
top job
Hope it
in
could be
putting that
useful.
nice complex scenario and planning together. Awesome.
Thank you. I know how to complicate stuff. That's no go for. Okay. So see you later.
See you later.
See you later.
See you later.
Yeah, let's jump down.
Camera die.
Package remains here.
Photon, I'm going flight channel.
Okay, rotary wing
Go, mate.
briefing 4.
Channel switched.
Yeah, it looks like I have some link issues, and it's kicking me out. I don't know if I will participate anyway. So just give me a moment. I'll reset the router, see if it works. Okay.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
I'll be right back in a sec as well.
Alright, update. The junior is restarting his router for connection issues.
Okay. So in the meantime, Han Solo, as Entropy pointed out, we are taking off pretty early, so we'll have pretty much quite a bit of orbiting. So as you see fit, you can take off later to spend less time on holding as you decide.
Yeah, but I just need to start my engines. The rest of the systems are already go.
Okay.
And I need to pinpoint the location of the threats in order to be able to make 10-0-0.
Yeah, that's why I prefer to be early on station to have a better look.
Okay, sorry, I'm back up.
And loud and clear.
Right, package ready for brief?
Queue's ready.
Ready.
Okay, so open up con op.
Eyes on.
Everyone ready?
Asaf, eyes on.
Donkey go.
Okay. So, the task. Insertion of troops at Billy to capture HVIs, meaning officers, and technical equipment or documents from the C2 bunker. So, let's go to the page 1 of the con-op and we'll talk over the tasking and responsibilities in flight, in package. So the first one element is blue, now having Dragon 2-1 only active, and that's me flying. I will act as a scout and light element. So my actions are listed down there. We'll be coordinating and feeding you with information, and I will facilitate movement, then I will coordinate fires. By facilitating movement, I will tell you the effects of recon for holding area, battle positions, and release point, and then Billy. So you will be aware on what are the area's current status and what is the route to the area status. And then I'll call out movement. Then detection and designation of targets, then handover, that's via data link or via TRP. Now we'll set up TRP being from the 3 SIGINT antennas. The middle one will be the TRP, and the unit of measure will be the length of the antenna line from the north to south. So that's for blue element. Now red element, that's heavy and attack. Platoon. So guys, your primary task is to escort and provide security. By providing security, I mean you will take over security in areas for forward assembly area and holding area, and then we'll transition the security for the Grizzly flight as we roll from the holding area, because I will be using you as a maneuver element. You will maneuver out to battle position south as per tasking. So that time I will take over the escort. And then for the engagement in the Billy, I will have the escort while you will have fires. And then on the egress from the Billy, you will take over escort again. Now you will during the action in the Billy, you will be receiving targets and detecting them, and you will be responsible for picking on firing position solutions and ordnance solutions. And by that, I will. There was a word about having 25% of ordnance remaining before entering the battle position engagement area Billy, but this is no longer. So you will have free fires once you get on the battle position south, and we'll start rolling. Then your target priority from battle position south is Argo, and then Billy. I will be taking care of the bunkers first, so we can facilitate the freedom of maneuver in the Billy area, and you will be taking care of the Argo. If I will not manage to take the bunkers in Billy, then I will call for assistance. And the next thing is, as we spoke about the tactics, and
You got out.
Okay, I guess that link will not work for me today. Hold on. Yeah, okay, where did you got me last?
You said that you would call us for support if you didn't make it to take out the bunkers.
Roger. Okay, so one more thing for red element is you will have to have at least 2 firing positions for each member of the flight. So you can reposition and re-engage when need is. Okay, that's it for the red. Now green. That's simple as that. Provide lift capability and just dissipate in early warning and countermeasure employment. Then that's it.
Copy.
Now let's go through. Yeah, I'll confirm Ramrod is complexity for today's flight, and I will add one more call. The whole package is call sign Alpha. If I call Alpha, that means everyone. All right, now.
Lost again. You said the call
yeah,
sign
so
for the old flight?
Yeah, entire flight, entire package is Alpha call sign.
So if you call Alpha, you mean all of us?
Everyone, yeah.
Alright.
Mm-hmm. Alright, let's go through the phases now. So actions on phase 1 will take off, and my initial plan is to divide takeoff in 2 stages. The blue will take off, and then 5 minutes after, green will follow as one. And we have to consider if we want to do it. If not, then we're gonna go as whole package. And then that's phase 1 is takeoff and movement to forward assembly area. That's where we will reconstitute fence in and then initiate phase 2. My guidance is speed, so we need to waste as less time as possible en route that.
You are cutting.
At location. Everyone good?
Last comms was unreadable.
Okay, hold on.
Junior, it seems like everything that you're saying is coming through, but it's like cut in pieces, so it comes like in delays. I think we're getting it all, but it's just very. It has like 5 seconds spaces between.
Okay, how does it sound now?
Lima Charlie at the moment.
Alright, we were at the phase 1. Everyone has the phase 1? Everyone good? Okay, phase 2. Now that's Dragon. The blue element will leave forward assembly area 5 minutes, and I mean that's most 5 minutes before other platoons. We'll execute recon of the route to holding area, and then I'll security check in the holding area to confirm can we take it over, and then hold until we receive the trumpeter call. Then we'll facilitate movement of rest of the package to the holding area. And once all aircraft are in holding area, we'll just call Alice, so Air Mission Commander is aware of we're in that we're in the hold. Now on trumpeter, blue is supposed to leave holding area for route recon, and then I have 2 solutions for this. It's either all dragons will move to recon both battle positions and the release point, giving me the release point and battle position north, and for red element, battle position south. So we can work the recon twice as fast as I would do it on my own. And I would rather take that solution. But this is dependent on the security level in holding area. If the Grizzly will be able to hold on his own in that area, then we can leave him until we receive the Bella Billy and we're able to begin the insertion. So the
question, Junior.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do we scout the Billy even before receiving Bella call?
Yeah. So as we enter the battle positions, sensors are free and go offensive sensors, meaning you will be able to detect objects in Argo and Billy on your own, and then we'll start the data flow, and we'll build up situation awareness, and then we'll start building up the fire solution. Because when we'll have the Bella Billy, it means basically that we'll start our offensive phase. Because at that time, I will call Thunder on Grizzly. That's phase 3 we're talking about now. So it begins with the Bella Billy, and we're sure that SA8s are down. And then we're in the firing positions. We'll start engaging. Unless engagement is called by the Beast, our mission commander, so we'll start engaging with him, and then we'll facilitate our engagement, and then this will just flow with having the Grizzly loiter until Bella Billy, and then he'll just bypass our location under my escort, and that's how it goes. So there are two options again, depending on our mission commander and desired results. If the target will be rich, the area will be a rich environment in targets, then I would go with as quick engagement as possible. Once we have the firing solutions, then we'll start engaging. Okay, so back on phase 3.
Sorry, quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you say we can recon the area even before the Bella Billy code word. What if we go under attack? Do we just break and go defensive, or we are clear to fire back? Considering the fact that the BP is like 3 kilometers from the Argo.
Yeah, that was my last one of the last points for the brief. So
sorry, just leave it and take it later then.
Yeah, that will be action on contact. We'll talk it through.
Okay, sorry.
So yeah, we're at the moment where Bella Billy is issued, and then Grizzly starts his movement north from the holding area, then pushes to the east along the river to the release point. At that time, I'm passing over the valley, and I'm continuing to recon of the engagement area Billy. Then this turns out to have Grizzly following me, and I will be entering the engagement area, and I'll call landing zone for him. I will provide security, and then as this happens, we're through the phase 3. We're entering phase 4 when the troops are inserted. Then Grizzly issues Diana call and establishes hold over Argo. Now this is dependent here, because if we are able to clear out the Argo threats, we can hold over Argo. If not, the hasty holding for the Grizzly will be north 1 nautical mile of the landing zone. And your guidance for hasty hold is to shield using terrain features.
Copy.
Okay, at that point, as troops are on the ground, we are supposed to isolate objective Billy from possible enemy QRF, meaning I will concentrate on east and north directions, and red element will continue to monitor situation in Argo and situation south of Billy. My guidance on that is expedite fires, so this means use best ordnance and gun for suppression, and be quick in acquisition and engagement, just as that. Now we're going to phase 5, where troops are done in the object, direct action is done, and Grizzly extracts the troops. He issues Hillary call and then egresses from the area Billy to the holding area. Now at that moment, Dragon, the red element is taking over escort, so you will overwatch the Grizzly passing over the valley where Argo is, and then here in this moment, Grizzly, the safety of your flight is on you, so if you want to bypass Argo from north or south, it's your call. I would suggest southern bypass through the location of the red element. So that will facilitate the escorts taking over your egress. And as we're through this, you guys enter the holding area, reconstitute, and then proceed directly waypoint 7. And at that moment, I am the rear guard, providing suppression on final egress, and then I'll be overwatching you and trying to rejoin with no more than 5-minute buffer between both elements. At waypoint 7, we reconstitute as package and form up formation and continue to the exit south for Kutaisi. At that point, we're switching for approach, and we're issuing the request for landing. Then we go directly ramp south, and landing is on the apron south in order as package is blue, red, and green. And that's a full stop and end of mission. Now guidance for phase 4 is speed and suppression on egress. Questions on phases?
Just one point.
Go ahead.
If during the time when the troops are on the ground and we have contact with enemies, new enemies, QRFs or anything like that.
Hello.
Hey, Entropy.
Hey.
Then it will be under FAK control with full CAS procedure. Misty 4-1 is a primary FAK. If unable or need backup, then I will be backup for this one to coordinate those attack runs. Only when we have boots on the ground.
Okay, roger.
Also, one more thing, Beast Flight has also some missiles and gun ammo, and we are not expecting to use them, but if there comes a situation, we spot targets that you are blind to them, then we can engage, we'll coordinate and engage if needed.
Okay, so my only request to that is if you will be engaging with gun, so from the west to the east attack directions have high angle strafes, and if you are going for a level attacks, then go north to south or
yeah, and
south
we will try to keep
that's my request on that.
Copy. And also we will keep south of Billy. We will try not to cross to the north. I assume you guys will be there.
Roger.
I suggest Beats take the FAK rule.
Copy. Yeah, we are high level, it's perfectly okay.
Okay, let's go quickly through page 2. Let's say composition. So, as you saw, the formation is Dragon 2-1 leading in spacing 3 to 5 minutes. That's my initial intent, and I'd like to try how it works. Basically from the forward assembly area to the holding area, having the recon element actually doing its job, and then whole package proceeding afterwards. Are you good with that?
Good.
Roger. Okay, so the formation in escorts, that's my suggestion here, but you don't have to stick to it. You can, that's on Dragon 2-3, how you want to solve it. But basically I would, this pattern here just provides an overwatch and the good countermeasure solutions on transition, on the transfer flights. So that's my, like, suggestion here. Now let's go page 3. Starting from Kutaisi directly from the ramp south, I will not have time on the runway. We're going exit south, then forward assembly area for reconstitution, and proceed through waypoint 3 to holding area. That should take about 30 minutes of flight time, and then 20 minutes flight time. Yeah. And that's including like 3-minute loiter in forward assembly area. In the forward assembly area, just I'm calling again, that's where we fence in and go tactical from that area. Or basically tactical from waypoint 3, but from this we'll go lights out and all that. Alright, let's go page 4. That's battle space overview. So holding area actions. Blue will recon the route and then security check on the ingress. Establish left-hand wheel not below 300 feet AGL. So once we get into the mountains, make sure you have the AGL reading, not the MSL reading of altitude. Then I will cover the package entry. Then for blue, for red, you'll be escorting the Grizzly into the holding area, enter below 200 feet AGL to the left and will relieve me from security. Then Grizzly will enter below 200 with the red, and you'll loiter or land depending on comms. For battle position north, now this is my battle position. I will enter and establish fire position, and then only nap of earth movement and bounding overwatch applies to both battle positions. And to me, final attack headings are 090, 155 clockwise. Yeah, for battle position south, it's the red element will establish on my call. Now, I will struggle for having both of our elements going directly battle position if the Grizzly is safe in holding. So we'll spare that time. Then you can see that your final attack headings are 080 clockwise 120, and primary targets are enemy forces in Argo, then bunkers. And bunkers will be on my call. If I will require you to prosecute those targets, then I'll ask for it. And to battle position north, I expect that I will have to go out of battle position to the east a little to engage those bunkers. I will call that if I will exit the battle position. Now the release point. On Thunder, the Grizzly, I will run through it as I proceed to battle position north, and I'll check route safety and point safety. Then I'll go directly battle position north and I'll overwatch from that area. Now on Thunder Call, Grizzly will leave holding area north, then east along the river, and you will overfly the release point proceeding east. You will have to bypass battle position not to violate its airspace break, and then you will continue directly engagement area Billy. At that time I should be at the Billy. And at this moment, once I call Thunder for Grizzly, the red element is responsible for my security as I bound from the north, battle position north to the Billy. So if any missiles go my way, you just call Sam or Sam from Argo or from direction, okay? Then Argo Village. It must be cleared from enemy in phase 3 to facilitate freedom of maneuver. If this not exists, then we'll have to call the code word cloud, as you saw through the last page. This means that we cannot use it for holding, and I'll know what to do, and Grizzly will know what to do once we have boots on the ground. UN outpost has no role, but it is no fire area, so around 500 meters we're not allowed to deliver any effects. Okay, and then page 5. So once package is in holding area, I will call Alice. On Trumpeter, I will leave holding area to the north, or will facilitate speed on that, and we will work to be in battle position north and battle position south once Trumpeter is issued, and that will be my perfect solution. But the air mission commander said that Trumpeter will be issued like 10 to 15 minutes before the engagement, so we can stick to the plan and then leave on that call from the holding area. Yeah, I'll stick to that plan. Yeah, then continue to respective battle positions, start detecting targets, and issue clearance for the red flight to leave the holding area. That still remains question mark, relying on security in holding area. Okay, okay, I'm taking care of the bunkers, and expect me to issue the thunder call once bunkers are done and issued Bella Billy, and situation in Argo is known, reported by red element. So these are my triggers on that decision. Once I go from the battle position north to the EA Billy, I'll establish support by fire positions overwatching directions I gave you, north and east. And you can see my target priority on point 6. Now the red. If I call red element thunder, that means you are approved to take your route south of holding area, proceed along the western leg of the river. There is a Yankee of the river just in that village, outside of it to the south. So take the western leg and proceed to the battle position south, as the arrow points. Then we'll cover our maneuver altogether, and yeah, engagement just proceeds. I think we'll discuss that. I don't need to discuss it twice. And the green element, you can read through it. It's also clear, and it's expressed in point 2 that infill in Billy, push on own to hold over Argo when you deliver the troops. And if declared clear, that's the trigger for you. If it's not declared clear, meaning there is no code word rainbow, there is code word cloud, means that you have to go to hasty hold 1 nautical mile north of Billy. Then rest proceeds as planned. Okay?
Okay, all audible and understood.
You say that you call cloud when you bypass Argo, you mean we call rain, correct?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, true. Rain, yeah. I was intending to give it cloud, but gave it rain. Now I made a mistake. Okay, that's rain. Alright, now then trigger points. Let me see if I discussed them all. Okay, so for the forward assembly area, trigger point for leaving that area is coordination with air mission commander, so at that point I should have comms with him If not, this will rely on me to decide and to meet the timings. And for others, I've discussed the trigger points, no worries. Okay, actions on contact. Grizzly, your action on contact initiated by the enemy is you pop flares and egress. Then you establish a hasty hold 1 nautical miles in reverse on your current track. Meaning if we are heading east, we get contact, you go 1 nautical miles to the west to the safety, establish hold and wait for reconstitution of escort package. It's good?
Understood.
Okay. Now for dragons, we pop flares and suppress and then egress and reconstitute with Grizzly. Okay?
I got it.
Alright. That concludes my briefing. Any questions? If no questions, then go cockpit, and I see you on the plate.
Yeah. Good work and good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. Bye.
Channel switched.
Go on.
Hey, what happened?
I don't know. I was trying to look down into Argo City and then boom, an explosion, and I was in thin air, just like an ejection. I didn't. The helicopter didn't fall from the sky. I was just in thin air, just like I pushed the ejection button. So I tried to push it right after I was in mid-air, and I seem to recall that that's when the ejection, like the parachute came out. So I don't know if it was a faulty button or if I was hit by something that just blew the whole thing apart, leaving me in mid-air, and then I can eject even though I'm in mid-air because I haven't left the aircraft or whatever. I don't know.
Well, that's weird.
Do you know what that can be? I tried the button and tried to see if there's any loose connection to the ejection button, but it seems to work fine.
Also because yes, you have used the button matrix for that control box and not one of my things with the resistors, so I really have no idea.
No, I don't think it was my buttons. There was maybe I was hit by something, but you didn't encounter any fire from any heavy tanks or anything like that, right? There wasn't any missile.
No, I think that actually the targets were actually disabled. They were actually back. We can review the track later, maybe. And if that's okay, yep.
Yeah. Nothing.
No.
Yeah, I just have some bad news for you because I was watching you fly around. You blew up the UN position.
I thought about it, but then I checked on the Abris, and the position on the Abris matched perfectly that position. So I said, well, either the information that they gave me were wrong, you know.
No, there was a UN mast, and there were American vehicles there, so I don't know.
Yeah, I thought about it when I saw the M113s, but then I checked the Abris like 3 times and I said, okay, it matches perfectly. So...
Because Argo City was much lower, that's why we had so hard time to see down into Argo. And you were firing at something that was on the top of the mountain, which is, I think, the UN camp.
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I checked on the Abris. It was matching. The position was correct. So I said, alright, let's go for it.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure.
No, maybe it's fine. I mean, well, you know, I checked there. So either the location written on the Abris was wrong, and that might be a problem. But I don't know. I'll check with Q and Junior as well.
Yeah.
That's odd though. I don't know what happened to your KA-50.
No, it was kind of like completely obliterated. There was nothing like falling from the sky or blades or anything like. It just were just gone, and then I was in midair.
but because I mean, you should realize when you're actually ejecting, because you
Yeah,
see.
it didn't make that clunk, you know, the chikakunk when it ejects. It didn't make that sound, as I recall. I just remember like a bang and then falling, and then I'm looking down at my ejection button and then flipping it, and then I recall that kind of like the parachute goes out after I've been blown out of the sky, if you know what I mean. That's how I recall it, but it happened so fast.
Yeah, also because you should see, you should hear the rotors blowing up, you know, to make
Yeah.
space for the ejection seat. So I don't know, that's odd.
Yeah, I don't recall that. So, but maybe something, some tracks can see it or something.
Yeah, well, worst case scenario, if it was the button, I mean, I don't know, it's wrong. I don't know. Weird.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're gonna have entire package, entire scenario debriefing at briefing 1 now. So, unless you have something to me, or you want to speak afterwards, after that brief, then...
Yeah, we'll do it later.
Yeah, so let's hop briefing 1 and then we'll hop back here.
IA, because the IA just try to chase you as much as he can. If he got fuel and ammunition, he's going to chase you, but
when you're inside of a threat, like if I go defensive, Bulldog is pressing the targets to get back in this really fast moment. Ask him to stop his pressing and go back with me. We just expose our side to the enemy.
yeah, it depends. As I said, it depends of many things. It depends of many things because if you do that at 2 nautical miles, it's not the same as doing that at 15 nautical miles.
I usually, when I defend, I say, okay, I defend south. And if I hear that my wingman is defending, for instance, west, I will try to sort of mentally understand where he is in situation compared to me, and try to move in that direction once I've shot my missiles. So if, for instance, if I know he's defending south, I'm not gonna fly west when I have shot my missiles. In that case, I'm gonna fly south, for instance. But yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, logically, I don't know what's happened actually, but yes, when you are going defensive, the better way is to try to stay together. I know it's going to be hard, but logically we have a main green sector, which was west. As much as you can, you try to go west. But as Bulldog said, yes, logically when you say defensive, you are supposed to say direction. You are going defending south, west, or whatever. So yes, that's also a solution when you tell I'm going to defend south. Well, if your wingman says that, or your lead, if you are engaged, yeah, try to defend the same way.
But tonight was a good practice in that sense.
Yes,
like, so it was a nice setup, Asaf.
Yeah, thanks so much, Asaf. Man, it was awesome.
A pleasure. It was fun.
Yeah. Also, Asaf, just something to say. Looks like the script didn't work for 2 missiles because of Warg and it was Bear. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but I have a doubt about that. I mean, did anyone had a good TAC view? Because mine is corrupted. Photon's is corrupted.
Yeah, I can't even find one. Mine.
I think mine is good. I'm reviewing it right now. Hold on, I'll upload it and link you.
Thank you very much.
You said missiles hit aircraft?
Hmm?
You said the missile did not detonate before hitting?
Two of them. Looks like two of them. When the first MiG-29 shots at work, it was working. I had the messages and the missiles disappear, and work was going pretty well. But in the second engagement, Bear and work has been shot down by the same
Was it
MiG-29.
head-to-head? Was it a head-on engagement?
I don't remember.
Maybe it was too fast.
To be honest, I did not have any radar warning launch on me when I got exploded. I assume it's an IR guided missile, but I didn't see short range launches on me. Maybe it's I didn't. It was there, but I didn't see it, and I'm quite eager to see the attack you.
I'm very sure it's the script. In fact, is fine, but it needs the calculating power of the server to detonate the missile in time. I think that's where we are lacking. And we had a lot of losses when we back in the Mirage Squadron when they had head-on engagements. If you guys can remember, I now on the latest training mission increased the distance, so that should make it more safe. But I forgot to tell AssafB to adjust it for this mission. It's my bad.
Well, it's good motivation, I think, for the fighters.
Maybe the script works.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know.
Yeah. No good.
But I was really epic, man. Having this, we saw the contrails of all of the cap flights all the time.
It was amazing.
And our RWR was constantly yelling, and Evil was like, "Well, you guys should bug out in 2 minutes." And before that, he never said something, so it was like really giving the impression like there was another war raging while you focused on the air to ground. I loved it.
And I wish to apologize for the helicopters that we left them behind and ran away because there's not much we could do against MiGs, so except wasting their missiles on us instead of the helicopters. So.
But yeah, no, it was really fun, man.
Yeah, I really liked how the comms in the beginning when we all set up for Alice, it worked out fairly well. How we did the roll call and were ready for. We set up for the attack and it was pretty well coordinated. I think it was. I'm really happy with it, with how it ended up. Any other remarks whatsoever? The fighters were too much.
No, they were a challenge, and yes, and I mean, I was talking to Red Eye before he left, and when we got to exercise to try Blue Flag lately, and Blue Flag is essentially a clusterfuck, and but he's quite he taught you so much since you need to set up your game of comms and organization, and the enemy fighters come at you really low, really fast, really sneaky, and a lot of them are quite skillful about engaging you, even if you are superior missiles on board. And these kind of MiG-29 were quite. They were Fulcrum, right? MiG-29.
Yeah,
AssafB, okay. And I mean, they were coming high, and even that, even if it was a lesser threatening enemy, it was hard to actually organize ourselves and try to get over everything. That's not easy, and this is a really good advanced training for us. We can find a lot of shortcomings, and to be fair, it's actually a really hard work to sort out in a 4v4. So really good, yes, and I think we should never get lower than that.
Excellent. Happy to hear.
Yeah, from the rotary wing, I think we all share the experience. First off, a good planning, good opportunity for planning. So finally someone gave me a good task to work on. So that's the first thing, and then execution. To me, it was challenging with the comms, but we sorted it out. That was the main issue. The others, we had an error where I called you that you're clear to re-engage on the APCs, because I had the call from you that you had targets south of the antenna poles, Then those targets were to the east of antenna poles. So I was at the. To me, these were eastern. That's what I was there popping flares and engaging. Good call from you, that you called out those flares, so I had time to egress and then you could engage. And I looked at the tag view. The envelope of ricochets were just like right in between my airframe and my wingman's airframe. So was.
Yeah, it was
perfect,
very tight.
but
I think
yeah.
it was more safe to go around for another attack. It was not that necessary to tip in for that specific round.
Yeah, especially that they were, well, let's call them suppressed. They received like.
Yeah, it's only
multiple rounds.
NPCs. It's not like those are SAMs or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah,
good
but
point.
that was like one thing to mention. Besides that was great training opportunity. Thanks. That's what I'm looking for from 3 second.
Excellent.
Sweet.
And also apologies for everyone. In the past few days, it was a bit of a annoying maybe with the come on, plan your stuff, plan your shit, and
that's what I wanted, man. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, but I kept leaning on all the others, I think. So I hope it was not too much.
Not at all. Q?
Okay.
Do we have anything to add operation-wise, event-wise?
Let's have more of those events. That's what I can.
Yeah.
Alright, then if not, join me in congratulating Junior MQT status in the 696.
Well done.
Hey.
Cheers, man.
Well done.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Nice, thanks.
Very good to have you, Junior, with us.
Sir.
Congrats, mate.
Okay, then can I take the rotary wing package down briefing 10?
Sure.
Yep.
Alright, good flying with you guys. Talk to you soon.
See you later.
See you, man.
See ya.
See ya.
Thank you, everyone.
Channel switched.
Nice.
Hi guys.
Alright.
Very nice.
Super nice planning, Junior.
Cool, thanks. It actually, you know how it is with the plan. When you have the enemy, it doesn't work. But yeah, I think we knew what to do. I was reviewing the tag view. If you want it, then I'll post it. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm
I just
looking at
downloaded it.
Okay, you have it. All right. So my issue is with the forward assembly area. So we need to work on holding patterns, because if you look at it, it's all mess. We could have collided each other, especially in the last phase when I was peeling off. So I think that's on the flight lead to call the degree of the bank. Oh, sorry, the little one, wake up.
From the MI8 perspective, it was very hard to maintain because I have very limited visibility in the bank, and as I followed, I believe, Caron 223, it wasn't smooth. You were changing, for example, how could I say it? The heading was changing rapidly and then again rapidly. It wasn't constant bank and very, very smooth.
It was a square more than actually a circle.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I had the same problem because sometimes I was getting a bit too close to Junior, so I pulled back a bit. But you know, if I do a minor adjustment, by the time that the adjustment is made by number 4, it becomes massive. So yeah, we should work on it.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so my solution is to establish speed in holding, like set speed, that's TTP, to have 100 knots of airspeed. So that's slow enough to make corrections, and in like a 15 degree or 10 degree bank, it will give you a large enough wheel, and always loiter in the wheel, not in a square or, I don't know, rectangle. Just have it a wheel. That's what assembly area is for, and also holding area. Easiest to maintain is wheel.
Copy and agree. So yeah, the speed should be set and maintained.
Okay, are you looking at the tag view?
Yep.
Yes.
So rewind to that forward assembly area and have a look at it. So there's a moment where 3 camels are like in one spot almost.
It looks like Karen is keeping up with you, Junior, and I'm keeping up with the MI8, but MI8 cannot keep up with Karen and you, so we're going to 2 parts.
So I think that speed was the factor here that messed it up. So next time we'll just have that 100 knots and it should be fine. Okay, I'm at the moment where I'm peeling off from the forward assembly area, and I had heard the question on the net whether we should call Alice. We shouldn't. The holding area is for that. This is just assembly area, so where we collect ourselves, reconstitute, fence in, and go. So that's right outside the dangerous area. The holding area will be inside the dangerous area, right? Like it's like a safety, safe from fires and from enemy observation and surveillance, where we can hold in reasonably safe conditions. And that's where Alice was expected from us.
Roger that. I wrote it down in my notes and made mistake, and I was asked to report it if we are Alice or not Alice from the wizard. That's why I asked.
Copy. I was monitoring those comms. Oh no, not with the wizard, but I know what it came from. Okay, so I'm at the holding now. The holding was well deconflicted until I descended and flew like right above Karen and Donkey. That was my mistake here. Then I'm going for...
Can you give me a timestamp just to organize? It's a bit better. At 57?
That's 54.
Alright, thank you.
So minute 54, I'm departing holding area and you are departing. So your pattern for departure was to the south, mine was to the north. You departed to the east, and basically this makes no big deal, but I'm sticking to the plan. And here you can see little I've egressed back on holding to re-establish comms with Grizzly because I've lost them. So that's where our paths almost cross. If you know, we should... My awareness leaving the battle position, the holding area, was that you will go south. You went east. If I would go over that ridgeline further to the south for reconstitution of comms, you know, I might end up popping up in front of you. So that's just for reasoning, not for like... It's not a big deal at all, but for you to track this situation, you would just try sticking to the decision-making process plan. Okay, so we established comms with Q. He's going for hold, hasty, and release point, and we start detecting targets. Then you had an issue. The red element had an issue distinguishing Billy from Argo, right?
Yeah, we actually, from that position south, it's impossible to see Argo. I thought from the map that Argo was like on a hill or something, but as you can see on the target, it's down in the valley, yeah?
Yeah, it's down in the valley, and the thing is about it that the battle position, the very eastern edge, is in that valley you were turning in minute 31. Oh, sorry, that's plus 1 hour 11 minutes. You're turning to the south, popping flares. So at that moment you should have visibility on Argo if you go a little north, and that was boundary of battle position.
Okay, yeah, that's when I saw Argo, and I asked Karen that we should turn around again, and and I crept, as you can see, I'm creeping up there to see down into Argo at 1:13, but that's when something happened. I don't know, explosion.
All right, gotcha. Well, anyway, you were doing very nice maneuvers in battle position. I like that you are egressing, then re-establishing, then you go a line abreast. It looks perfect. Then I'm looking at my engagement. Then I'm like seeking comms with Karen because I couldn't link up with him. Then he's rejoining me. And we have the we have the Bella Billy at that time. That's 1 hour plus 24 minutes. We're pushing out, and then halfway through the valley, Caron is given the thunder call. We ingress on Billy from the north. As I pop through the ridgeline, I see those BMPs and run in for gunpod strafe. No effects. And at that time I had knowledge of enemy RPCs being south of TRP, and in real time they were east of TRP. That's where the error came from, between us and A10. And I don't really like our maneuvering in a Billy, because if you see at the minutes, we're basically just bouncing around. No real pattern in here. No deconfliction between me and Caron, or no real like coordination. That's my biggest point for entire mission here, is like our action in Billy was, I don't know, maybe that's what we just did, but it wasn't really with the TP of anything. I don't know, what's your opinion on that?
Well, should I just
agree that the confliction is hard one, and we need a lot of practice to make it without absorbing too much fuel power, brain power. So yeah, this is very new in helicopter squadrons in 1/32.
One thing is that we were acting from the overhead, so yeah, that might involve this maneuvering, but it's way different from hovering and shooting, you know. Then we're directly overhead, we have direct action, air assault going in. That might be a different world. And for camo, it's now no, you know, the gun is coaxial and shit, and we just need to maneuver like like an airplane, not like a helicopter would.
Can you give me a timestamp? You mean when you attack the last?
Yeah, okay. I'm looking at us egressing from the AO. You guys go away for holding. Then I proceed pop flares mid valley. Then then there's a hold pattern in holding area. One wheel for check, and then we can just go for base, and that's it. All right. Rejoin before airfield. Looks good. Okay, no issues. All right, these are my points. The holding pattern, and then I don't know. We need to maybe rethink actions from the overhead, but as I think of it, like actually the overhead, it wasn't maybe that bad. Yeah, you know, we were tipping in from one side of the ridge. There's a BMP strafe hit, and look for targets. Then wingman is doing his best. Yeah, maybe not that bad.
Well, the problem is that
for me, the most strange action was timestamp 1 hour 28:40, when the A10C attacked while you were on scene, and I heard it on comms, and I couldn't understand what's going on and if I should run or proceed. And there was no way for me to come in comms and check it, so I didn't like that moment.
Right, I was pressing the wrong button, so I basically spoke for 20 minutes by myself. So yeah, I agree.
I think that when K-50s are on the scene and overhead targets and are very close, then we should knock off any A10 Charlie attack or anything. Just negative, we are on scene.
Alright, let's start from the beginning. 6:24, 1 hour and 24. Basically, Junior went in, found the APCs, and I went large instead of following. Why? Because I didn't think it was a great idea to fly over some BMPs, some enemy APCs that just spotted him. Because, you know. So I decided to fly on the other side. By the time that I turned around, at the point I was just looking at him and making sure that no one else could actually attack him. That's when we broke the formation.
And it ended up like you were isolating my action from the Argo, and to me it's a good call.
No, because yeah, I mean, you just fly over some APCs in real life, and I can imagine that an enemy can be surprised if you fly over him. But by the time the second aircraft fly over them, they are not surprised anymore, and they can just, take it down. So that's why I decided to change direction. But yeah, at that point I was quite far away from you. I tried to get a bit of altitude, have a look at you at the time, but I couldn't do much anymore. And then I was on the wrong side when the A-10 came in.
And then you went to kill the UN emplacement.
Yeah, I checked on the ABRIS, and the label on the ABRIS was exactly where the UN thing was. So I said, alright, let's go.
Yeah, this was very hard blue on blue.
Yeah,
I didn't catch that.
I will blame the one that has prepared the map, not me. No, seriously, on the ABRIS it was matching, so I checked the ABRIS, was fine. And yeah, I went straight at it.
As you can see on the TAC view, the Argo was not clear. It was never engaged, and there's a guy standing with a SAM or a launcher there.
It is a JTAC, so ASAF never planned to put anything there. It's just from the beginning.
Okay, so there was no enemies there. He was there.
He was there, and he is in trees, so he is totally invisible, and if you looked for him, you wouldn't find him. And it is an object that would allow JTAC action on the range to A.
Yeah, but we were to clear Argo and declare it clear or not clear, but no, we forgot about Argo after I was gone.
Yeah, that's a point, but even if you looked for him, you wouldn't find him.
No, but nobody saw Argo except me, I think.
I understand, and yeah, this is... this was overlooked.
Well,
okay, so I'm looking here at the UCARON ingressing on that UN outpost, so that's a result of... in CONOP, you have 2 support by fires locations. Mine was overlooking to the north and to the east, so that's pretty much where I was lettering, and yours was overlooking to the south and to the west over Argo.
Sorry if I interrupt you, give me again a timestamp.
So basically, support by fire, you shouldn't leave that area, but we'll just call it.
Button again. Can you give me a timestamp? Sorry if I interrupt you, so I can visualize, what you mean.
That's 1 hour 31 minutes.
31?
Yeah.
Alright, go for it.
Sorry. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. All right. Yeah, okay, I think we just went away from the plan when we lost Donkey and merged as a one flight together. I mean, one platoon. So I'm not discussing that thing here. And back to A10 strafe. Yeah, it's all because of calls. That's minute 28. The call from the A10 was that the targets are south. That means when I was looking at the Abris, I saw a cat on the east and on the southeast, and I was on the south on the east. So I gave him cleared for engage on that. But he just made a mistake assessing where the targets are from the TRP.
To be fair, when I crossed the ridge, I thought that the targets were the one on my right side at 627. I thought they were the targets. You said that you were north, so I was actually moving north. At that point I was actually fairly okay. But no, he actually hit the APCs that we fly over at the beginning.
Yeah, those were the APCs. They were east of TRP on the hilltop. You can see ZSU-23 on that location.
So what should have been the correct procedure? If you go back to like 6:25 when you actually engage the APCs, what should I have done theoretically?
Which minute?
6:25. So 1 hour and 25 minutes. When you basically strafe the APCs and engage them.
$6.25. I don't know which one you're talking about. I have 1 hour 28.
No, 1 hour 25. When we cross the valley, you drop your flares, pop up, found the APCs, and at that point I was was sort of a trail, because you turn right, and I couldn't keep this information. At that point, what should I have done? At 1 hour 25.
I have the moment, okay. Yeah, I told you that decision was okay. Doing that egress and shielding with terrain. No issue with that. Basically, I should have called you. As a flight, we should remain in engagement area. I mean, as a platoon. And right where you were before. Minutes 31, seconds 30. That's like your limit of advance. Do not go away from that location to fulfill the support by fire. And then I don't know where the mistake came from on that UN outpost, but I leave it be. No discussion on that. And yeah.
It was actually marked on the Abris. On the Abris, the location matched perfectly, so I went on straight and I engaged. If you have checked on the Abris, it was saying Abris village, Argos village, and the location matched actually the coordinates of that position.
Okay, roger.
I don't know if maybe it's because we changed the units on the Abris, so the original, all the labels and target reference don't actually, when you change the units, maybe they are the same location, previous location. So you change the units, you change the map, but not the position of the targets. I have no idea, but it was matching. I checked there, and I went on.
Roger. Roger. Okay. I think. Just more planning, that's what it takes, I guess. We should review terrain altogether.
I have one comment. I think that going back to that gorge that me and Karen have been messing me with the last couple of weeks, I think we were flying way too hard on the KA-50's engine. I don't know if we should care about that, but the gorge was way over the maximum limit. I'm thinking about that because I got blown up. There could be engine failure because pushing the engines too much, but I don't think it's modeled, so I don't know if we should care. But the gauge which shows which is on the right side, like what's it called, Karen?
Oil pressure.
No, it's right forward, almost forward.
After the extinguisher, on the left side of the extinguisher. Basically, there are 3 marks that say the maximum regime that you can keep on takeoff, on cruise, and the safe regime on the engine. Yeah, we realize that most of the time we fly pushing the engines over the limits. By the way,
way over the limits, and it should be, maybe we should be going about 200 kilometers. That's usually maximum for safety. If we care about that gauge, I don't know if we do. That's another issue.
Yeah, I think we should until the combat situation appears.
By the way, the Mi-8 is much faster than the KA-50, so I struggle a lot to keep up with Q when we came back. I have the IAS warning all the time.
Were you looking at true airspeed or true speed or airspeed?
Didn't really matter much, because I wasn't really comparing the speed. I was pushing to the limits, and I had the IIS max limit on all the time.
This is very... I can't understand it, because I had 250 airspeed, so against or with the wind, this time with the wind, and the Mi-8 is slower than K-15.
Yeah, but it isn't if you're playing it correctly, because the KA has so much, can go so much more than maximum, and it's probably not modeled in the game that the wear and tear on the engine. I don't know if it is, but if you look at that gauge and look at the manual, we are flying like 150% engine power when we are going 240 and something like that. It's not the yeah, it's the one. If you look at the instrument panel in front of the fire extinguisher buttons.
And by the way, I had the Vicars on, so you know the configuration wasn't clean, and I had the payload on, so maybe that's another reason why I wasn't as fast as you.
Yeah, but I always have struggling following Mi-8s when trying to take care of that gauge also.
Anyway, yeah. So some ideas for the next training, something that we should practice on or focus on.
Yeah, let's go for actions from holding areas to battle positions, and then basically fires from the battle positions, and then ingress overhead, and then maybe we can replicate what happened today and solve it. I don't know, what do you think about the planning with those holding forward assembly area, holding area, and battle positions? But for helicopters like these, that would what would normally be done.
I think it's very hard to hold those patterns. Also, when we did cast the other day, Junior, I think I need to practice that a lot more to just keep a nice circle. I mean, it's much harder than you would think.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But that's probably just practice for me.
Alright, so let's give it a time. We have Wednesday training coming, so 3 days to plan.
Yeah, and how to do it best. What your suggestions are, using the flight director or turning the heading switch autopilot off, and holding altitude or not, and should the lead only be using the autopilot and the other just try and fly manually with him, or I don't know, what would be the best way to do it?
I don't know yet, but I never fly with the heading hold on, besides when I'm engaging from hover. Unless I'm doing like a long straight line track. I don't know.
Well, I fly most of the time with a trimmer pressed, which is basically becomes like the flight director, because according to the theoretical, manual operation, you should fly with all the APs on all the time except for the altitude.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we can change the. I mean, this is not the Russian army or whatever, so we can change the SOPs. When we hold the pattern, normally I disconnect the altitude and I trim to have a certain bank, and then becomes a bit easier.
Yeah, I always I trim a lot. I like press it again all the time. So especially during hover, I just give it a parameter and then trim it and hold it, and then just add some pedal to it so I can have nice wheel.
But we could for that training we could discuss if because I would think that the lead would be better for him to be like trimmed and hands off almost, and then the rest of the guys will try and keep up, because you cannot be hands off if you're number 3, because you're trying to catch up with all the small movements of the other guys. So maybe it's only the lead that has to be on the autopilot and hands off, and the other just follow along. I don't know what would be the best way.
I think that would be the best, like you're saying. That's easiest to do.
And the problem is that we don't have an attitude autopilot, so it's not like an warp between an 8 and you just push the stick a bit, turn on the autopilot or whatever you do, and just stays there. With the heading autopilot, if you trim with that one, and even if your bank is, I don't know, your asset, your profile is not perfectly clean, your banking a bit, the KA-50 goes straight because the heading autopilot keeps it straight. So now we have to figure out how to do it.
But that's why in holding I'm trimming it without the heading hold on. I have it off, so it just goes round. But without the pedal, it will go like spiral and will spiral out of the holding area.
Yeah, see what you mean. Yeah, we should do a few tests and see.
Yeah. View some tracks if you have them. Know how you guys acted until I came here.
We actually didn't do much, to be honest. I mean, I'm NQT, but I mean, we haven't done much. Q has tried to organize something a bit more complex. But how often have we flown together, me and you, Q, like twice? Once, maybe?
Yeah, I see that like 4 of us are now active and flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, the K-50 squadron was quite silent for a year.
Roger.
Yeah, it was like me and Donkey, basically. No, joking.
Alright, let's give it a time to grow, plan the Wednesday training, and we'll see. Okay? Because I gotta go.
Righto. Thank you for very great planning and very good execution. I liked tonight a lot, and congratulations again on the MQT. Welcome in the 132nd.
Congrats, Junior.
Thanks, happy to hear. Alright, take care guys.
Take care.
See ya. Good night.
See ya.
So should I delete my stream because he, you know, is proof that I killed some UN troops or what? No, seriously, it was. I checked the A-brace. It was matching, so I said, "All right, yeah, let's go."
That's what she said.
Say again?
That's what she said. No.
Yeah, we have to rethink the comms because you should have asked if this is clear to act on these targets, and yeah, the comms were not great for the whole strike package. And the terrain obstructions were very, very good working. It's very hard terrain for radios. I didn't hear 50% of your comms.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of things that we've done in the last few days. We have never done any preparation. I mean, any planning at this level. So yeah, I guess it takes some practice and time.
Yeah, this was the practice. So I am very happy with the outcome, however it would be. This was training and we trained hard. I am thinking now about the speeds. We'll have to check this engine indicator that you were mentioning and the speed difference, how it was that you were struggling to meet me when the K50 should be at least 50k. Alright.
Yeah,
Could
I'm
be
looking
the
at the right now. Do you have the manual in front of you?
Stand by.
It's on 2-86 engine power indicator.
What page?
2 and then dash and then 86.
And in document, what page?
In the in the PDF.
Yeah.
I can't see it. This is on the PC. What do I do? I can't see which page. But if you the lower number is 2-86. So that's chapter 2, page 86.
And I don't have that number. This is very, very weird. I will check it in the Google Glass.
1 second, opening it.
$6.87?
286.
For me, it's 6.87. Very, 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 very weird.
680. Oh, okay. Weird. Engine power indicator, right?
Yeah, 6-87 for me.
I'm looking at a manual. Oh, I just googled a manual. I didn't find it on the 130 seconds, so maybe this is an old manual. Just googled it.
And I have the Black Shark 2 flight manual.
Yeah, this is something from our French site, check6.fr.com. I don't know. Anyways, we're talking about the same indicator. As you can see, there are 3 red marks, right?
Correct.
And that highest mark, which is the B, that usually is down by 7 when we're cruising, something like that, because that moves and the yellow part moves, the yellow indicator on the sides. You see them?
Correct. Yeah.
And when we are going 240, the yellow dots there are maybe at 8, 9, while the maximum or the takeoff mode, which is the maximum, is down in the 7 or 7.6, something like that. And takeoff mode is higher than maximum continuous mode. So, and K, which is the lowest one, is the cruise mode, which is the one we should be using. And when you're going on cruise mode, usually we are 190 or something like that.
I wonder what has sorry. I wonder how what is the reading that changes these values for B, H, and K.
Something about speed and altitude and something like that. Karen, you know, huh?
Yeah, I did some tests. I tried to actually get the data from DCS BIOS is probably wrong, the reading. But anyway, so is the altitude especially altitude and speed.
So the KA has a lot of overhead, but it's something that wears on the engine, and we were maybe thinking that these weird explosions mid-air were caused by this, but I don't know if wear and tear is modeled in the game. And I don't know if we should respect this gauge if we're just gonna go flying full speed. I like to be more realistic. That's why I like to fly it as it should be.
Yep. By the way, when I had the IS warning, I was like 230, 223, something like that, on speed.
But that has nothing to do with this gauge.
No. But I just realized it. I don't know. I didn't think about it before.
This is very weird for me because
I can imagine it's because I was full loaded with weapons. So I had the S8 launchers. They were empty, but they still were attached. I forgot to drop them, and I have a full load of Vikers, meaning it's heavy. And the configuration is not clean. There's a lot of friction with the air, so probably that's the reason why it was lower.
Yeah, and yeah, something had to be a factor here, but I don't know what, and because I'm thinking if the load should make this, and sorry, and I don't see. Yeah, maybe we'll have to read on it, and very interesting topics. And for the gauge, Danki, I very much agree with you. I asked about the same gauge because I was flying with it in my former flight simulation career, and I was told here by very great master of the K50 etcher that we do not look at it here. So maybe he had he had reasons to say that and fly by that. Or maybe he just didn't know what I was talking about. But since today we didn't fly looking at this engine power indicator, but as I very much agree that we should, from today on, we'll very much pay attention to it. How does that sound?
And everything will be much slower because KA-50 will be the slowest helicopter from now on.
Yes.
But I mean, I had weird explosion in the air this time. I also had it one time we flew, Q, remember?
Have you checked the attack view, by the way?
And Lion has had weird stuff happening also when we have flown, and I never have these weird things happen when I fly single player, and I fly a lot more single player than flying on the servers. So and that in those plays I always respect the gauge. So but it could be something a multiplayer problem for me, something that makes my airplane jitter and multiplayer space and makes it eject. I don't know. I've never seen this before. Just explosion in midair.
Well, here it says that KA-50 132.donkey has fired the pilot. So basically, you shoot yourself somehow, according to attack view.
Ejection?
No, when you eject, it's different, I think.
So what is it? I shoot myself. What does that mean?
It says as that KA-50 132.donkey has fired the pilot. So instead of saying is has fired weapon dot, for example, the entry right above of Junior is has fired weapon dot, what's that? Weapons dot missiles dot biker, which is the identifier. So unless you eject it by mistake, some connection on the box or something,
it could be that, but I'm not. Yeah.
It doesn't really make any sense. It should say ejected or something.
I will try do an ejection and see what TechU says when ejecting.
You know that DCS automatically saves all the recordings of the multiplayer games when you, automatically, so you can open them and actually view them as a replay.
Is it on my computer or is it?
Should be.
Yeah, in saved games tracks.
You can open that one and have a look at it.
And I should take a backup of it first, right? Because it changes every time you look at it.
Yes, unfortunately, yes.
So it's in where I need to back it up.
Saved games, tracks. And the most recent file.
Yeah, where is that in the missions folder? Or I'm looking at the Explorer.
This is in the same
trajectory
as is the DCS.
Just go from the main menu. There's a voice that says replay. Open the multiplayer folder.
I want to do a backup of it before.
Do you know where we put this half of the mods in the saved games folder of the DCS?
No, I have it done automatically.
Listen, by.
I'll see the folder in if I open the DCS.
Tracks found. Go in DCS. There's a tracks.
Yeah, there it is.
Tracks and multiplayer. What's the date today? 21st.
Got it. I'll check it out.
$110 megabytes. Nice.
Right, apparently it's 11 PM here, apparently. And I'm waking up in 5 hours and 30 minutes. So I guess that in a few seconds I will go.
Do any of you guys have TechU installed?
Yeah, I just downloaded it and installed it. That's why I told you that. That was the message that actually popped up.
But can you try? Are you heading to bed?
Yeah. You need the file.
No, I was thinking if you just load the start, just some mission, and then eject, and then see if it says you have fired the pilot.
If you don't mind, then I'll do it tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. Just tell me what you see. I don't have TechU. I could install it, of course. I can do it myself.
So anyway, it's been nice. I
Very
killed a
nice.
lot of innocent people.
No worries.
We won't tell anyone. I will delete my streaming. By the way, I'm still streaming, so probably this is the longest streaming ever.
Nice.
And yeah, so I think I'll RTB. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, gentlemen. Thank you for flying, and see you guys.
Yep. Bye bye.